Call in, guys. Talk to me nice.
Welcome back to Sports Tea. Welcome back to Sports Tea.
Talk to me nice. Nice. Call in, guys. Talk to me nice. Call in, guys. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Tea. How's everyone doing today? Happy Sunday. Welcome in. As you guys load into the room, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and share the video. Share the video out to your social media. Tell your friends and family. If you like the content, then let's grow the community. Let's blow it up to be really big, guys. So welcome on in. Happy Sunday to everyone. Really excited to do this live today. We have a really good show planned. I can't believe that once again, I'm hearing that Bronny James is just snatching someone else's purse all over again. This guy is like a perpetual purse snatcher. It's not good enough that he's been wearing a costume all season long, but now we're hearing that the Lakers plan to start Bronny, that he's going to get heavy rotational minutes as a starter. That mid-season, they're predicting Dave McMinimum is saying that he's going to start. Can you believe that? That is absolutely ridiculous. The level of just like absolute privilege, the nepotism is ridiculous. I cannot express enough the disappointment that I have in the Lakers, in LeBron James, in Bronny James for even accepting that kind of a role when you're just not ready for it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bronny said, "Hey, Dad, I'm just not ready to start. I already stole Quincy Oliveri's purse last season. He doesn't have a job in the NBA. I've already taken minutes from other people that were just like waiting their turn." So I'm confused. Is Bronny going to get more rotational minutes than Gabe Vincent? Is he going to take minutes from Austin Reeves? Like, who are we pulling the minutes from? Is LeBron James going to give up his minutes? Like, I am so confused. You know, after the season ended, JJ Redick, he praised Bronny. This is what he said about him.
As a pro in his first crack at it,
I give him an A+. How he has personally handled a lot of attention, good and bad. He doesn't ever break character. He's the same guy every day, and he doesn't allow the good attention to get to him. He doesn't allow the bad attention to get to him. He just continues to work.
He doesn't break character, guys. Bronny James doesn't break character. Of course he doesn't. Would you need to break character if you're playing Carlton Banks the entire season? Would you need to break character when you're wearing an NBA costume? No, you don't need to break character. When you don't belong somewhere, you're in a perpetual movie. Bronny James wins the Oscar. Bronny and LeBron, they win the Oscar. JJ Redick as well. They are award-winning, Oscar-winning actors in the National Basketball Association. They're in the NBA as actors wearing a costume. Yeah, he doesn't break character. So JJ Redick is right. He's right about that 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. What was interesting is that earlier this morning, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, they play the second part of Luka's interview on Mind the Game, and it's not really a Luka Doncic interview. He's just there for sort of like decoration. He's just there for the decoration of it all, because I got to tell you, LeBron James takes up all the air, all the space. He doesn't let Luka Doncic get in a word. But here's what they start the show off about: pressure for kids. Steve Nash, he's a part of Luka's foundation, where it was all sort of it all started just because supposedly 70% of kids quit basketball, before they reach, I guess, the age of 13. And maybe they quit because, there's just the idea that you have to work hard to get something that's not really pushed anymore. It's all about who you know. It's about who your parents are. It's about the connections you have. So yeah, a lot of people do quit because if you're talented, that's not necessarily what's going to get you the accolades. That's not what's necessarily going to get you on the AAU teams or in certain college programs even, or anywhere. On the McDonald's team, we've seen so much of the nepotism and how LeBron's made a phone call and said, hey, put my son on this McDonald's team. Make sure that he can cook. Don't let anybody guard him. So it's really interesting that, they're on Mind the Game this morning. And this is what LeBron talks about as, Steve Nash brings up the pressure that kids have today.
Really great and or a good player until like late 20s.
Bullshit.
It's
But
not-
okay, so okay.
But it's, you know what I mean? Though, like, I feel like the pressure on the parents is that your kid's got to be a early adopter. They got to be better early when really, like, we all develop at our own rate. Right?
Yeah.
You can still be great.
That's social media too, because you're seeing everything right now. You're seeing everything over there. Like when we were growing up, our parents didn't know if this kid had a trainer or if this kid was doing. You didn't really see that shit.
Yes.
Our parents only knew that. Okay, you want to play soccer? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You want to play football? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You want to do something else now? You don't want to do it? Okay, relax. It was not like we see this kid. He's being trained 5 days a week. Oh shit! Well, if my kid's not being trained 5 days a week, he's not going to make it.
Right.
It wasn't. We didn't see that.
And now it's not the kid's journey.
Right.
It's the parents' journey. Whereas when you're growing up, you're thinking, Randy keeps pushing me left. I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn to go left.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's just you and him know that we're in this little battle every day all summer. Instead of it's on social media, parents are talking about a coach. You know what I mean? It's like this high performance thing.
He talks about social media, the pressure there. I mean, LeBron James knows all so well about the social media game, right? Doesn't he know so much about that? He does, right? And it's really interesting to me that, Bronny is on the Lakers. He's not just in the NBA, but he's on the Lakers, a team that's supposed to be about winning now, a team that is supposed to be competing for titles, right? LeBron James wants to compete for titles. Bullshit, you want to compete for titles when you put your bum son, Carlton Banks, on the Lakers. You can't possibly be serious. The Lakers are the most unserious contenders in the NBA. The Knicks get investigated. Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson, they get investigated for their father-son duo, and they're the real father-son duo. But LeBron James and Bronny James and JJ Redick, that hire, that whole trifecta, there's no investigation there. Nothing. But Dave McMinimum is out here saying that Bronny James is going to start mid-season. I think he could be a rotation player by mid-season of next year if he continues this trajectory. That's what McMinimum said. He averaged 2.3 points. But he should be in the rotation? When he uses his athleticism to hawk the ball, to get in the passing lanes, to go and take charge, to have a chase down block, he can really impact the game defensively, McMinimum continued. He's a 21-year-old kid coming back from a heart attack. He is just developing as a person, let alone a basketball player. It's not like he could go off somewhere in the shadows and do his work. It was a spotlight every single moment. He found a way to push through it. Really? He found a way. He was 0% from three most of the season. He had to go down to the G League and nobody could guard him. They weren't allowed to guard him in the G League. He pushed through it. Found a way to shine. This is ridiculous. You cannot be serious. Bronny James playing heavy minutes in the rotation is clearly going to take away from somebody on this roster. Who do they take minutes from? Let's look at the guards. You've got Jordan Goodwin. You've got Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect is way better than Bronny. So they're going to take minutes from Dalton Connect Or are they going to play him the same amount of minutes as Dalton Connect? Or like, how is Dalton Connect supposed to actually develop when he was a first-round pick? They're going to focus on Bronny James instead of their first-round pick. The Lakers are a complete disgrace. LeBron James is awful. Okay. He continues on Mind the Game saying that he's never gotten involved in his son's career. He doesn't get involved with his son's coaches. Really? LeBron James is a pathological liar, guys. His son is a purse snatcher. They're stealing jobs away from qualified NBA players. We just took a look at the lineup. They're going to take minutes from Dalton Connect. They're going to take minutes from Gabe Vincent. They're going to take minutes from Jordan Goodwin. How dare they? Bronny doesn't belong. He's wearing a costume, and we're going to see him in an NBA costume all over again for the 2025-26 season. Why? Why are the Lakers doing this? Why are they allowing for this? You've already had the show of father-son duo. Okay, we've seen enough. This is awful. Bronny might have, a good moment, and then all of a sudden he's worth putting in the rotation. He'll have a good moment, then next game turns back into a pumpkin. He is the Cinderella story. Clock strikes 12. Everything turns back into pumpkins. Here's LeBron talking about how he's never gotten involved. Here he goes, guys.
Yes. That's the biggest difference between youth basketball in Europe and America.
Oh, guys, actually, this is LeBron saying that, there's a difference, okay, between how they play the youth, how they grow up here versus how they grow up in other countries. And really, it's absolutely ridiculous because he basically is saying that here they don't train, they don't have the skills here. When in the last Mind the Game podcast, he just was saying that they are so skilled. They all have these trainers. They don't really get out on the playground. Which one is it? Do they not get out on the playground and just play for fun? Or do they have all these trainers? Or do they not? But he's all over the place in this episode, contradicting himself literally in part 2 of the interview versus part 1. But here he goes with the contradiction.
Yes. That's the biggest difference between youth basketball in Europe and America is that it's the development skill, the fundamentals are not expressed. It's like, just play. Just play. And a lot of guys and a lot of kids are not developing their skill. They're not developing the fundamentals. Like he just said, there was times during practice that it was all about, advantage basketball, 4-on-3, 3-on-2. If I can create 2 on the ball, then I know we have a numbers advantage. Instead of reading the game that way, a lot of kids think, when we grow up, if I have 2 on the ball, then I have to figure out a way how to get around this guy or split the double team. I still have to be able to score, and really that is just, it stops you from reading the game. And you can make it through trade school playing that way. You can make it through high school. You can make it through college. And some guys figure out a way to even make it through the NBA. But as far as how to be great, to be great and transcendent and being able to inspire your teammates, inspire yourself, inspire your family, inspire the game. Being able to be on that wavelength. And I think that's the kind of different, the difference between, how they grow up in Europe teaching the game and how we, teach the game here. I think it's a lost art here. It's a lost art
here. He's full of shit once again. I mean, was Bronny focused on, Bronny didn't have the best trainers? That's what LeBron James wants to say. He just went out there and just played. Or, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. It didn't even matter if Bronny focused on his development or skills. I mean, he contradicts himself for sure, because in the prior episode, he was saying that that's all they do is they train. They take the fun out of the game. They're all focused on playing the same way. They have these skills trainers. They don't just get out there and play. That's what he said before. It's just interesting to me. You know, I just find him to be such a liar. It really doesn't matter if Bronny got the training, got the development, got the coaching, because he's just going to have a job on the Lakers anyway. He's going to be in the starting lineup next season, apparently. He's going to have heavy rotational minutes. But he does continue, and he talks about how he's never gotten involved in Bronny's like coaching. So let's hear him lie again.
Kobe Bryant, even
better, not the pressure that's going to make you not love the sport.
Yeah. I've never got involved with my kids' coaches.
Mm-hmm. That's for them.
From Bronny growing up to where he is now, and Bryce, you know, on his way to Tucson, to Arizona. I've never got involved. I've never went to a practice and sat through practice the whole time and see how my son was being utilized. I never got on the phone with the coaches. Listen, he's there. Coach my son. Coach him however you want to. And I think you need to hold him accountable. I hope you hold him more accountable than any other kid here, you know, and say what the fuck you need to say, no matter how it's being said, because sometimes it's not. If you could just take the message, and not as about how he said it, just take the message out of it. You know, I think that builds character as well, you know, and I think it's part of the reason why they are where they are at their stages in their lives. You know, babying your kid and always, you know, thinking that your kid is this and thinking your kid is that, and not allowing coaches to coach them, or not allowing people to be hard on them. And as soon as a coach or someone says something to them, you pull them and go somewhere else, or, you know, or as soon as someone says something bad about your kid, you're the first person to go talk in his face. It's like, all right, you fucking go coach them.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
It's like, really, life is way more no's than yes. If our kids aren't used to hearing no, like, how are they going to survive when they're adults?
LeBron James is completely full of shit. He never gets involved in his son's coaching. I mean, he fired Darvin Ham. He took away a whole guy's job, a black guy's job, a black coach in the NBA. He got him fired to bring on a coach that would play his son and create a development program for Bronny James. That's what he did. He doesn't get involved. Did anybody else forget that tweet? Bronny can suit up for the Lakers right now. He's better than half these guys he's watching on League Pass. Lightweight hilarious. Nobody remembers that, guys. Come on. We don't remember the lightweight hilarious tweet? Let's be for real. He doesn't get involved. He's really just going to sit there and revise the history of just this past season. He's not even going to give us a whole year or two to forget that he just pulled up on Stephen A. Smith for telling the truth about Bronny. He literally had this whole fake thug, no love, you get the slug. He pulled up on Stephen A. Smith just for saying his son's stats. Seriously, he doesn't get involved. So LeBron James is just going to keep lying. He didn't want Darvin Ham to be hard on Bronny. I mean, he would have been so hard on Bronny that he wouldn't have made the team. He damn for sure wouldn't be in the game. LeBron James and Bronny James are the worst father-son duo in NBA history, okay? The worst father-son duo in NBA history. This past season was a failure. Look at them. Minus 58, minus 70 this season. Father-son duo. The worst. Absolutely awful. Bronny shot bricks just like his dad, LeBricky Jr. That's what I saw this season. Bronny doesn't have to break character. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right here. father-son duo. My ass. LeBron James does mind the game to spread lies. And he has no respect for NBA fans. He has no respect for his own fans. He thinks that we're all so stupid that we're just going to forget. He thinks we all don't watch the games. He thinks we all don't remember the big PR stunts that he has. It's like, what do we have, amnesia? LeBron James getting up there, lying to us, revising history, it just shows his lack of respect for anybody. And it brings us, to my next topic, because we've talked a lot about LeBron James being the GOAT. We've talked a lot about LeBron James spewing lies, dividing the sports world. I mean, he's been one of the most dividing sports player. I mean, literally so polarizing. He's been one of the most polarizing athletes that we've seen in the country, right? And Tom Brady is someone that's widely considered the NFL GOAT. And LeBron James over the years has consistently tried to compare himself to Tom Brady. When Tom was retiring, he said, yeah, Tom and I, we're both the best players to ever do it in our sports. He tries to compare himself. It's obvious that Tom Brady doesn't really enjoy being compared to LeBron James. And he was FaceTiming with his, I believe his niece. He has a niece. She's really beautiful, seems really sweet. And they were having a conversation. She's a big time athlete as well. And he supports her. And they were talking, I guess, over FaceTime. He's in the car and she's asking him what his GOAT list of athletes are. And he shares. And guys, surprisingly, LeBron James is nowhere to be found on this list. Nowhere. Brady basically annihilates LeBron James just by not mentioning him. He even brings up Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. He even brings up Asia Wilson, not LeBron James. He brings up almost every important athlete in the past 20 years or so, but doesn't mention LeBron James. And I thought that was really interesting. I want to play this soundbite for you guys, and we'll react together.
Kobe Bryant, and even Angel Reese.
Jordan. He was my childhood idol. He was unbelievable. Obviously, I loved Kobe Bryant. I still love Kobe Bryant. Tiger, his competitiveness, what Roy McIlroy's done, I love that. Shohei Ohtani, what he's done has been unbelievable. Barry Bonds, he went to my high school. I was the biggest fan of him growing up. Michael Phelps, I love him. Michael Johnson. Asia Wilson from my Las Vegas Aces, I love her. She's amazing. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, this little thing they got going, I love that.
Nowhere in his life.
I mean, just in case you guys missed it, LeBron James is just not there. He's not there. He's nowhere to be found on this GOAT list. Absolutely nowhere. He wants to separate from LeBron James. He wants nothing to do with the idea that he would almost be the GOAT or on his GOAT list. He wants nothing to do with LeBron James. Nothing at all. For those that didn't hear it, I'll play it one more time. If you missed it, if you missed that LeBron James is just flat out not on Tom Brady's GOAT list, I'll play it again for you guys.
Kobe Bryant, and even Angel Reese.
Jordan, he was my childhood idol. He was unbelievable. Obviously, I loved Kobe Bryant. I still love Kobe Bryant. Tiger, his competitiveness, what Roy McIlroy's done, I love that. Shohei Ohtani, what he's done has been unbelievable. Barry Bonds, he went to my high school. I was the biggest fan of him growing up. Michael Phelps, I love him. Michael Johnson. Asia Wilson from my Las Vegas Aces, I love her. She's amazing. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, this little thing they got going, I love that.
Nowhere in his life.
Literally, nowhere in that long ass list does LeBron James live. And I just think it's really interesting that, Tom Brady wants nothing to do with him. Nothing. He doesn't like that he calls himself the GOAT. He doesn't like that he compares himself to him. For Tom Brady, it's Michael Jordan all day long. Tom Brady's friends with Michael Jordan. He gets advice from Michael Jordan. I don't hear him going along LeBron James about anything. He wants nothing to do with him. But I do believe that it's because he doesn't like the disrespect. He doesn't like that he calls himself the GOAT. He doesn't like that he puts himself over Kobe Bryant. He specifically adds in Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I loved Kobe. Zero mention of LeBron. Zero mention of LeBrick. Zero mention of the father-son duo. Maybe Tom Brady has an idea that perhaps LeBron James is going to continue to get exposed. Who knows? Tom Brady clearly wants nothing to do with him. I don't blame him. There's just so much negativity surrounding LeBron. And what if it gets worse? What if the media continues to expose LeBron and it gets so bad? What if Lance Armstrong-like expose comes out about LeBron James? Then what's going to happen? And it brings us to, to my next topic of, why the media won't report the peds allegations against LeBron James. Ric Bucher is insinuating it. He talks about it briefly. He insinuates. He won't say it. He refuses to say it. But on his podcast, On the Ball, he mentions it. And I'm going to play it for you guys now, and we'll react.
I think this is the last. It's one of the more annoying aspects, I'd say, of the idolatry of LeBron, that he is credited by some as being this sensei that has the answer to all things basketball, and that everybody is going to him for the answers. Now, we know for a fact that guys did that with Kobe. I don't know of anybody who has said, yes, I sought out LeBron to find out his secrets. I certainly, look, I appreciate LeBron for what he's done. I just don't make the assumption that everyone wants to be him. And there's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. But we all know what the speculation is out there. And I can assure you there's plenty of it privately by players and personnel in the league. Like, I've always thought, maybe it could be. And I've had players and coaches say things to me like they take it for granted. They assume it's true. It always catches me a little off guard. They're just like, oh yeah, that's going on.
I mean, oh yeah, that's going on. It's so funny because, LeBron James has been able to escape being exposed, or even just like the allegation. The media, they will not report this. They won't even talk about it. He was able to escape Olympic drug testing, not Steph Curry, not Kevin Durant, but somehow the 40-year-old that played the most minutes of everybody on the team was able to escape Olympic drug testing. What do you guys think about that? It's a known thing. I mean, it's basically, it goes around the league that this is just, it's an assumption that it's true. You take a look at his Miami picks. 2 weeks later, the steroid jaw. LeBron is known for taking trips to the Lebalco lab. That's what he's known for. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody will even make the allegation. The media won't talk about it. They won't cover it. Why? Why won't the media report the peds allegations against LeBron James? Why won't LeBron speak about it? He'll talk about everything else. He'll press everybody else. He'll reply to the most picayune of things, but not this. Not the peds allegations. Even Shaq just casually, I mean, I guess he didn't know he was being recorded, but even Shaq talks about LeBron being on peds, just casually. because I think that this is one of the most, I just think that this is one of the worst kept secrets in the NBA and, in the, the sports media world.
Try to help shake up. Man, you ain't that strong. Charlie. You ain't that strong. Man, on them Bron, ain't you? Taking that credit. You always say you can't have love you, Charlie. Oh, yeah, you get in the middle, RC. I gotta keep going back to you. You made me look good. Try to help shake up. Man, you ain't that strong. Charlie. You ain't that strong. Man, on them Bron, ain't you? Taking that credit. You always say you can't have love you, Charlie. Oh, yeah, you get in the middle, RC.
What does Shaq say? He's G5 classified or whatever he says. I mean, like I said, this is one of the worst kept secrets. It's assumed. It's spoken on casually. I mean, let's not even get into the fact that guys don't even respect LeBron James, because if they did, they wouldn't even talk like this behind his back at any point. But the bigger question to me is why the media won't report these peds allegations against LeBron James. Why? That's how deep this goes. That's how big the machine is, the media machine. The media machine has impacted so many things, right? The fact that we're probably never going to hear the truth about these allegations, or we're never even going to hear a story in the media. We're never even going to hear somebody cover it. There's been so much chatter about the NBA, the ratings, all NBA All-Star Weekend, and just where the league is headed, the future of NBA All-Star Weekend. And Adam Conehead-Silver, he's made a new announcement. He's announced that now the NBA All-Star Weekend, it's going to be basically it's going to be the American players. So it's going to be USA versus the world. So basically, it's going to be a game of the foreign NBA players playing against the American-born players. And, I think that might be an interesting watch. I think that what it will do is it will validate my claim that the world has not caught up to America yet in basketball. And I genuinely believe that the league is doing this, but I don't see how foreign NBA players or, foreign players have caught up to Team USA yet. We saw that in the Olympics. It wasn't close. Except when, LeBrick was at the helm. When they played in the LeBrick system, it was down to the wire. When Katie hits the floor, it's not even close. So, we have Adam Silver making the announcement that it's going to be the world versus Team USA for NBA All-Star. Stephen A. Smith had a lot to say about this. He basically said that, this is the last chance. If this doesn't work, the NBA should just cancel All-Star Weekend, or that's the plan. That's what they're going to do. And the NBA players today are going to have a stain on their legacy. And Kevin Durant, he clapped back, of course, and he says that Stephen A. Smith is super dramatic. And I mean, Kevin Durant always has a comment back. He always needs to clap back when somebody from the media is talking about an implication on legacy. And so I want to play for you guys what Stephen A. Smith had to say about this, because it was a mouthful. And I do think that it's worth, and I actually agree with Stephen A. Smith about this, because it's true. And, as much as we get in here and we say, oh, he's a capper for LeBron, he's, he caps for this player and that player, he's nailed it on this particular take. So let's hear it.
I think this is the last hope. If this doesn't work, I think you're going to see the NBA do away with All-Star Weekend. And this era of players will forever be stained for the rest of their lives, because All-Star Weekend was banished because of a lack of evidence.
Kevin Durant was watching. He used one word to describe your rant essay: dramatic. I got the twins back here with us. Stephen A., you have been a drama king at times. What's your reaction? Do you feel like it was fair what Katie said right there?
Well,
First of all, a couple of things right there. Let me say this to Kevin Durant, KD, okay? Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the show. Very, very nice of you. That's number one. Number two, the word dramatic, Kevin Durant, I need you to pause. You understand? Because evidently you don't know enough about the word dramatic in the Webster's dictionary. So let's show some clips of what drama really is. Okay, could you show that, please? You understand what I'm saying? Did you see that? Did you see that, fellas? Did you see me on the soap opera, General Hospital? Did you see the assassin? Got any other footage right now? But I got news for you. I'm not the only one that's experienced drama. Also, Kevin Durant has experienced some drama. Could we show that footage? Look at that brother right there. Look, wasn't that dramatic? You see him right there? Look at that shot. Bam! That's KD Trey, okay? Where's my shot against Milwaukee when the brother dropped nearly 50? You know, in that game 5 against Giannis when he was a Brooklyn Net. You see this right here? If his damn foot wasn't so big, okay, he'd have hit the 3. They'd have won that game. That was a spectacular performance by the one and only Kevin Durant. Look at that in the finals against Cleveland. So I know a little thing or two about drama, all right? And I just wanted to say this to you. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. It has been egregious, fellas, in all seriousness. The format being changed for All-Star Weekend and stuff like that. Do you realize that all of this stuff and all of this noise about All-Star Weekend is because of a lack of effort? And one of the things that I said, and y'all are both more qualified than me to talk about this, so I have my feelings, but I'm certainly going to defer to y'all with all, respectfully. All I'm going to say is this. You know it's bad when we see more effort with y'all practicing in the summertime working out than when we see on All-Star Weekend. The fans have been turned off. Legends in the game have been turned off. They don't even come to All-Star Weekend because of what they have been seeing. That's the crime in all of this. So this latest change by the NBA to have NBA, USA versus the world per se, I'm all for it. There were 18 Americans, 6 Europeans in the All-Star game last week. We get that. But you got European players. And if you got to pick some cats that ain't All-Stars to include them in the All-Star game just to field the roster for Europe versus the NBA, so be it. I know I don't blame y'all for saying no. I don't blame y'all. But I'm talking to y'all as a fan. You can't come on the basketball court and give less effort than you would give in a damn workout in the summer. You can't do that to people. That's what I'm saying to you on behalf of the customer watching, the fans that are watching this sport. This ain't football. You can get injured, and I understand that. But we understand why there's flag football. But you can't do this to the fans. And what they did to the fans during All-Star Weekend, I think this is the last shot. If this don't work, I think they're going to get rid of All-Star Weekend. I'm telling you.
Who's taking it?
Interesting. I agree. I think that if they can't figure this out, they should just get rid of it. Get rid of All-Star Weekend. The players don't care. The fans are not watching, I would love to see Michael Jordan coming back to the league and sort of inspiring the players to do a better job. Just his mere presence, just knowing that he's watching. I would love to see some real superstars compete in the slam dunk contest again. Next season, I think, is going to be a very telling season. What are they going to do when they see that Michael Jordan is watching and his eyes are there and he's going to be commenting? What are they going to do? What are LeBron James fanboys? What are they going to do when Michael Jordan absolutely destroys this era of basketball? It is just going to be amazing. But will the new NBA All-Star format actually save All-Star Weekend? TBD, to be determined. I think that Michael Jordan is going to save the NBA. I think he's going to bring back just some of the things that we love the most about the NBA. It's going to make us remember why we love basketball, why we love the NBA, and hopefully LeBron James will be headed out. Okay, we'll be saying goodbye to LeBron James in his era of just foul baiting, tricking the refs, and bullshit. So I want to thank you guys all for joining me today. I'm not able to take phone calls, but I do just want to thank you all again for coming here with me this Sunday and just talking about what we love to talk about the most, the NBA and everything that's going on. So really appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you again. Happy Sunday. And, next time, talk to me nice. Leave me some comments. If you want to share how you feel, don't forget to drop me some comments. And just let me know your thoughts on this. Will the new NBA All-Star format save All-Star Weekend? Why won't the media report LeBron James peds allegations? Why did Tom Brady leave him off of his all-time GOAT list? Why the hell are the Lakers and JJ Redick promoting Bronny James to a starter? Why are they going to let him steal somebody else's money again? Why are they going to let him steal somebody else's minutes again? Why does the NBA, Adam Silver, Jeannie Buss, the Lakers, why do they continue and perpetually allow Bronny James to be a purse snatcher? If anybody has the answers to that, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And don't forget, guys, talk to me nice. Alrighty, have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget, like the video, share the video. Let's get the likes up, guys. I think we have like 100 or so. Let's get them up to 200. I know we can do it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and share the video. Share it out to your friends, family, your social media. Thanks so much for joining today. Have a good one, guys.